Based on your experience with senior officials as well, is General Sibiya corrupt?
There must be facts that is correct, and there should be an investigation that will point to that corruption. So I will not again say General Sibiya is corrupt if I don't have facts.
Based on what you've heard?
Based on what I've heard.
In the testimonies and the things that has come out, just like you've spoken now about, you are hearing about drug cartels now, and so based on that, you get that information. So based on receiving information now, what is your position?
If investigated and proven, yes, that will be corruption.
But what should we as South Africans say? Should we also say we will, all the allegations that are made, we must just wait before we determine whether or not?
Maybe I'm coming from the premise of having a small glimpse into the law. That law says he who alleges must prove. So if I allege that somebody is corrupt, I need to have a proof that is corrupt.
I agree.
Country. Let's talk about your IPID case. I'm confused. So you opened a case of robbery.
Of theft.
Theft, right? Then IPID gets a hold of this case because someone went to lodge a complaint that this case that you opened was perjury.
Open a perjury.
Okay, so, but anyway, there was a case there at IPID for perjury based on the theft. Is it theft robbery case that
Theft.
you opened? Right. Okay, now I understand. So they opened that case whether someone complained about it or whether they didn't. So IPID's core mandate, from what I understand, is to investigate serious police misconduct, custodies in death, torture, brutality. Does perjury qualify?
I don't know, but they're investigating.
38 years, you must tell us. I mean, they'll come and say otherwise if they disagree with you.
I don't know, but they're investigating perjury against me.
Maybe because you're a senior official. Anyway, they'll tell us. So you don't understand how they took the case, and I'm assuming it's based on the fact that there was a perjury case. So no, that they opened the perjury case. So, and the perjury case, the evidence is on the docket that you opened, right? So they still have both these files, which means, are they going to investigate from what you understand, or what should happen in terms of processes in SAPS? Is it their responsibility also to process the theft case?
No.
So that case should have gone back to the relevant police station or investigating officer to continue the investigation, because they already have the information they need to do a perjury investigation.
That's correct.
And that hasn't happened.
I don't know. I haven't checked if the investigating officer has or got hold of the case. However, after engaging with them around September, the investigating officer did call me, but he called me on another case requesting that I should be a witness on another case that I believe had the similar modus operandi as my case. And I said, with all fairness, I will assist in any case, but they must remember that I still have a case. So I don't know if the docket is back with them.
Okay.
That I can establish, because yes, it's my case. I should know where my case is.
You see? Do you see? You're also a product of the rest of South Africans. You don't know what's happening with your case.
I have not followed up. I have not followed up.
So I think, Chair, also let us also request to get a report on IPID on what, because that will speak directly whether there's unnecessary interference or whether our whole criminal justice system has been weaponized by senior officials in our criminal justice system. And this is not to say that you didn't purge yourself and that IPID shouldn't investigate, but just speak to us understanding what is going on and why something like that would take so long. In paragraph 58 of your statement, You say that you made amendments, right? Or you say that there were amendments were made and it was in a pen handwriting and it was done without your knowledge.
That's correct.
Yeah, so have you formally requested authentication of it, or because the file is still with IPID, it's just parked for now?
I did not want it to interfere
Okay.
with IPT's investigation, so I received what they have presented to me and I allowed them to do their work.
So in your experience, how would that happen? So someone would, because generally if you do any amendments to a statement, you have to do your initials next to it. So were your initials next to it? I haven't.
It should be done in the presence of the depositor of the
Yeah,
statement.
that's
You
what I
can't amend the statement
without.
that I have deposed if I'm not present. One. Two, it should be signed by both the deponent
Yeah.
and as well as the person who have disposed the statement. So it cannot be one person sitting
Yeah.
in his office amending somebody's statement
Yeah, we
without.
agree. So what is so you're saying that it was amended, but there's no signatures on it?
No, I did not sign. I did not know
you did?
of.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just wanted clarity. Then you said that you submitted, you did a typed statement because it was requested because the ink was fading on your original statement, or did I misunderstand that?
No, you understand it correctly. However, the type version was for the file that was at Loss Management Office, not part of the docket, because the docket has the original statement. It also has the supplementary statement.
Okay.
So the file, it's done, it's at the police station, Littleton or PIU that was investigating. Immediately when I finished with my statement to open the case, I had to submit documents for the loss management for the purposes of the state property that was lost in my possession. So in that, the loss management office was requested that the statement, because it was a copy
Okay, I got it.
it's fading.
Okay. Good.
So they had to have it typed. So they said, as loss management, I think procedurally as well, they will not do it themselves. Can I type the statement? So the officer in my office typed the same statement verbatim as is, just to deduce it in typing for the purposes of the file. So it is the statement that was meant for loss management, not for a case document.
Why didn't they just go to the police station and get the original copy? Because it seems to cause a lot of confusion. Why would it not go to the SAPS printer or make a photocopy that is proper? Because it seems very like we're here because of a type statement, or not here, you're not here because of that, but the situation is here because there's also a type statement when you could. Littleton is not far from the headquarters of the SAPS.
I think because it was the submission from myself, they will want it to be typed at least. So the same statement was just typed to have a clearer version of the same statement.
But do they generally ask for statements to be typed, or would they just use the original statement that you gave when you opened the case at SAPS? Because you're not really answering the question why they didn't just go to the police station, what is it, Littleton, and ask for your original statement in the docket.
The main docket of theft have the original statement. The copy was then made to submit the loss management. So it's two different processes. First process is the docket, and you can't take out the original statement from the docket because there are processes that docket must still follow. Then when I submit the documents for loss management, I submit. So I take the copy of the same statement. After some time, because the incident is 2024 and the statement or the type statement was requested in 2025. And subsequent to that,
It's such a long time. Why did you re-register it such a long time later? It's 2 years or not? Am I miscalculating?
No, it was not re-registering. It was just to make,
No, register it.
it was registered immediately in 2024. Loss was finalized.